Click check. Are you fascinated by the firearms used by actors in iconic movies? Ever wanted to see these guns up close and personal? Curious about their history and whether Hollywood gets their portrayal right? If you said yes to all three, this channel was made for you.
Hello and welcome to Hollywood Guns. I'm your host Wilson. Whether you're into action flicks, classic thrillers, or unforgettable TV shows, this is the place where movie magic meets real-world firearms.
Today on Hollywood Guns, we're featuring another strong contender for the title of best-looking modern pistol. With its striking satin nickel finish and precision German engineering, this firearm perfectly complemented the rise of an emerging Hollywood megastar. It played a pivotal role in the movie that marked Will Smith's transition from teen comedian on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to leading man in some of the biggest blockbusters of the 1990s, including Independence Day and Men in Black. Smith portrays Mike Lowrey, a trust-funded, street-smart detective with impeccable taste in German cars, upscale apartments, designer clothing, and beautiful women. The movie paired Smith with Martin Lawrence, setting the stage for one of Hollywood's most enduring on-screen partnerships. Add in a German pistol, arguably the greatest cop movie themed song of all time. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Plenty of unforgettable one-liners and some hilariously intense interpersonal squabbles, and you've got a classic movie that still seems fresh 30 years later. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. This is the story of the Sig Sauer P226 from the movie Badboys.
This ain't no goddamn Denny's eating in my...
I wouldn't be buying no shit from Denny's anyway. I don't like the way we've been treated. Bitch, let's gank these dudes. Yeah, you ain't interested in the damn fry. You all up in that.
Get out of the car, man.
Shit, hit your way.
All right, hold on. Now, this is some funny shit. Let me tell you how bad a day you're having. Right now, you're jacking a couple cops.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm a stand-up comedian. And I suck. That's why I need your car.
Hey, look, now, you want something bad enough? Come get some. You like that shit? Wesley Snipes, passenger 57. Now give me a motherfucking handy wipe.
Now let's hear one of those jokes, bitch.
History of the firearm. This is my 1987 Sig Sauer P226 in satin nickel finish. Manufactured in West Germany, no less. That's before the fall of the Berlin Wall and the end of the Cold War. So let's do a quick safety check. Okay, and the Sig P226 is an evolution of the P220 series, a design that many will recognize as a single stack pistol, usually in the .45 caliber, and that was widely adopted in the US and other countries. P226, however, introduces several improvements, including a double stack magazine. Also offers a double action, that's the long trigger pull, and a single action trigger, which is the short trigger pull mechanism. And it utilizes a modified Browning tilting barrel system, which is under here. The double stack magazine, as I've talked about in other videos on Hollywood Guns, is pretty much a clone of the Browning high power double stack magazine. If you want to learn more about that, please check on my channel. You'll see a video on Beverly Hills Cop that talks specifically about the Browning high power. The P226 was specifically designed to compete in the XM9 trials of the 1980s, which sought to replace the venerable 1911 as the US military's standard issue sidearm. It features a 15-round magazine capacity and is widely praised for its decocking mechanism, that is this lever here, which Sig said eliminates the need for an external manual safety.
We're really in a hurry. Go, let's go!
You're cops! Why are we running away? He's in there!
No! This is official police business! You had no business in there! And can you please drive this thing? Please drive! Don't bring it here! Don't bring it here, all right? You don't want to pick up a slow-ass ice cream truck! What am I smelling? Just drive! What am I smelling?
Ether. Extremely flammable ether. Oh, shit.
Damn! Oh, you the man! Oh, you the man tonight! How you gonna pick an ice cream truck? That's a damn bomb!
Let's bring it in its competitor, the Beretta 92 SB. Ultimately won the XM9 contract and became the military service pistol from the 1980s until just a couple of years ago. Now, to preempt any debates in the comments, the SB model is largely the same as the F, except for a few minor differences in finish, matte finish, brunaton instead of this beautiful blued finish, and a trigger guard redesign as well. I believe the F has a squared trigger. The F model was adopted by the US Army while the Air Force initially evaluated and approved the SB before also settling on the F to drive, I guess, manufacturing efficiencies, all the services using one particular model. If you are interested in more details on the Beretta, check out my episode on its role in lethal weapon. I'll link to that at the end of this video. As you know, I like to collect old magazines and other things from the period, and so I have a selection of guns and ammo magazines from 1987 here. Just have a look for a second, but they have a special report in here of all the different 9mm pistol options that were available at the time, and they specifically have an accuracy target discussion about the P226 and also the Beretta 92 SB/F that they note there. What is really interesting is they show the price of the guns available at the time. So if you can make that out there, the 92 was offered for $545 US dollars. I'll put up on the screen what that is in today's money. But the P226 here is quite a bit more expensive. The blued version went for $764.50, but the nickel version, mine, was $819.50. So the Beretta being cheaper for retail users also transferred to the military contract. And the US military's decision to select Beretta was influenced by the life cycle cost evaluation as well, which included spare parts and all the maintenance. I bet you're wondering, how do these guns compare? Well, I've only just actually acquired this P226 and I've not had a chance to take it to the range. But going back to guns and ammo for a second, the testing that they did is quite interesting. From an accuracy perspective, the Sig Sauer, it says in here, printed a 1.5-inch group at 25 yards. By the way, that's exceptional shooting. And the Beretta 92 printed a 4-inch group. That's quite a big difference in accuracy.
You gotta come up with an idea fast. Why I gotta come up with all the ideas? Take this shit! Yo, we coming to a dead end. There's no more room. Quick, cut it. You cut it up. I don't know nothing about it. What's up, yo?
What? You pulling a gun on me? You guys are cops. I can't believe this. I should turn you into hard copy. Put your ass on a TV set.
Yo, what are you doing, man?
I got this. Jojo, I got 15 bullets in this gun.
Mike!
And I swear, if you don't start talking to me, I'm gonna fill your lying ass full of some hot shit. Now, what's up?
Here is my initial impression of the two guns just from handling them on the desktop. First of all, the Beretta 92F has a slightly longer barrel at 4.9 inches versus 4.4 inches. Now that's only a 1/2 inch difference in barrel length, but the overall length of the Beretta here is a whole inch longer than the Sig. You know, although neither is designed with concealability in mind. Both are more suited for holstered carry as a military or law enforcement sidearm. Now weight, the Beretta says that it weighs 34 ounces compared to the Sig's 29 ounces. The difference is noticeable, those 5 ounces. Heavier pistols often absorb recoil better when shooting, so that's advantageous for range use. However, soldiers and military and police officers, they're often carrying the sidearm all day, so a lighter firearm in the holster may well be preferable. Trigger. Now, both guns have a double action trigger, and I have to say the Beretta's trigger, it feels much smoother and more refined compared to the P226, which I'm not sure if it's going to come across on the microphone here. It feels a lot more clunky, it sounds more clunky, and it's actually very gritty as you're pulling that trigger back there. Trigger experts in the audience, feel free to drop a comment explaining the mechanical differences between the two. Now, in single action, the Sig's single action trigger is incredibly light, with very minimal resistance before breaking. In fact, you can't really tell when it's going to break. Now, while that's impressive, I have to say, in this case, I prefer the slightly heavier single action pull of the Beretta. To me, it feels more predictable when it's going to go off. I know that's very controversial, and you shouldn't really know when the gun trigger is going to break because you're liable to flinch. But I have to say, I just prefer the double action and the single action trigger on the Beretta over the Sig. Grip and ergonomics. Both pistols offer excellent grip and control, but to me, the Sig stands out. You know, they both have a 15-round double stack magazine, but the grip on this gun, I don't know if I can show it or you'll be able to see it, or maybe it's something I just feel. No, I think you'll get that. The grip in the Sig is noticeably thinner than the Beretta. It's comparable to, in my sort of eyes, to the width and length that you get in a single stack 1911. That makes it, to me at least, exceptionally comfortable to hold. Now, both guns have a decocking mechanism, which allows you to put a round in the chamber and then safely drop the hammer so that you can carry that gun and not worry about it accidentally going off in your pocket until you're ready to shoot. So here is the Sig's decocker. Do you see that? It sort of hung up a little bit before it decocked. Let me do that again. And now compare that to the Beretta's decocking mechanism. Glass. Oh. Now, it's possible that the Sig's decocking mechanism on this gun may not be functioning properly. You know, I might need to send that off to a gunsmith to take a look at. But I have to say, from an ergonomic perspective, it's in a better place. You know, you don't have to break your trigger grip to engage or the decocking mechanism. Whereas on the Beretta, you gotta have pretty big hands. I can do it, but it's not as comfortable in its location.
Just punch it, man. Just punch it. Go! Wait, this car's faster. This is a faster fucking car. It's gonna be one or the other, baby. It's gonna be him or it's gonna be us. You better fucking win. That's all I know. You better win. Better win. Now that's how you're supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
Takedown and maintenance. Both guns are extremely simple to take down and maintain. Sig, you do that, and then you can operate the disassembly tool, pull that apart, and that's how that comes apart. But honestly, the Beretta is simplicity personified. You literally just press this button on here, do that, and we're away. No need to rack the slide. And a similar process to put them back together again as well. Aesthetics. You know, this is very subjective, but I find the blued Beretta 92 to just be one of the most beautiful handguns ever manufactured. It regularly vies for my top spot alongside the high power. You know, however, the nickel P226 is undeniably handsome as well. What do you think? You know, drop me a comment and let me know what your favorite is and why. Service use. The P226 served with military and law enforcement agencies all around the world. Most notably, it was adopted by the US Navy SEALs in a stainless steel variant for its corrosion resistance, and it was given the designation Mark 25. However, I haven't found any evidence of the nickel variant being adopted. So you know what, I'm gonna cover the stainless and blue models service agencies in more depth in future episodes when I feature those particular models of the 226. Why the gun was chosen for the movie. Selection of firearms in movies is rarely random. Directors, prop masters, and sometimes even the actors themselves influence these choices. In Bad Boys, the nickel version, I think, was a perfect fit for Will Smith's character, Detective Mike Lowrey. It's stylish, it's flashy, charismatically, just like Lowrey's personality itself. But interestingly, Lowrey also has another iconic prop that is German in the film, and of course that is the 1994 Porsche 911 Turbo. So I think the pairing of the Porsche and the Sig underscores the character's sophistication and penchant for luxury.
Freeze!
He ain't even worth killing, man. Fouché, I bet when your punk ass woke up this morning, you didn't think about 5 o'clock. You have a hole in your leg, did you?
The prop weapon versus this example. Now, there is some controversy here surrounding the exact finish of the P226 used in Bad Boys. According to the IMFDB, the Internet Movie Firearms Database, or as I like to call it, the Movie Gun Bible, the firearm is described in different sections as being both nickel-plated, stainless steel, and even hard-chromed. Apparently there was a documentary on the making of the film alleging that it was hard-chromed, but I couldn't find any sources of that for verification. So with that conflicting information, it's challenging to determine the exact finish used in the movie. By process of elimination, I believe the gun is nickel-plated. To my knowledge, Sig Sauer did not offer a factory-chromed P226, so if that were the case, it would have to be an aftermarket coating. Additionally, the stainless steel variants, the P226, feature a Picatinny rail on the frame here for like a weapon light, and the movie prop, I'll pop that up on screen, lacks that. So based on these details, the nickel finish seems the most likely match. Accuracy of the P226's portrayal in Bad Boys. I was 20 when this movie came out and it left a lasting impression on me. From the iconic soundtrack to the multitude of one-liners that seamlessly became part of my everyday lexicon. Incidentally, the track Bad Boys by the reggae band Inner Circle, famously featured in this video, was originally used as the theme song for the on-the-job documentary TV show Cops. That show, which debuted in 1989, became a cultural phenomenon and one of the longest-running TV shows of all time.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Firearm capacity. The P226 15-round magazine capacity is not tested in this film. The ice cream truck scene, only 5 to 6 shots are fired. The hotel lobby scene, only 2 to 3 shots are fired. And the final scene, 1 shot to the leg followed by 7 shots to the bad guy. No scene even approaches the gun's full magazine capacity. Easy peasy. Grade A.
My shit always works sometimes.
Caliber capability. The P226 chambered in 9mm avoids some typical Hollywood exaggerations. We don't see victims blown backwards in defiance of physics, but the ice cream truck scene introduces unlikely explosions. Contrary to popular belief, shooting a barrel of flammable liquid like ether or gasoline will not cause an immediate explosion. For ignition to occur, several conditions must align. The liquid must vaporize, mix with oxygen, and encounter a spark. A bullet striking the barrel alone is unlikely to achieve this, even though he does fire a few shots at each one. That said, Martin Lawrence's line about smelling something before the chase suggests that the barrels may already have been leaking. While the sequence is not impossible, it's highly improbable, clearly more Hollywood creativity than real-world chemistry. So, grade C.
Do you want something? I'll bust your ass too.
The actor's portrayal and firearm accuracy. Let's discuss 2 scenes. The ice cream truck scene, where Mike Lowrey hits 2 barrels thrown from a truck moving at least 30 miles an hour whilst trying to hold on in the back of the truck himself. These would be exceptionally difficult shots to make, especially from that moving vehicle. And the other scene is the final scene. At the film's conclusion, Lowrey shoots Fouché in the leg from about 30 yards. We know this is the distance because Lowrey tells us shortly afterwards.
See, I'm starting to get the hang of this whole marksman shit, you know what I mean? That shooting them from 30 yards while they running away, nah, that's not it.
This stationary shot, though, is much more plausible than hitting those moving barrel targets in the truck scene. So, thinking about it, what kind of grade? I'm going to go with a grade C.
So sad. You on your own, JoJo.
While the film delivers plenty of action and iconic moments, its firearm accuracy fluctuates between plausible and fantastical. Still, the P226 plays a memorable role, even if Hollywood leans into the artistic license for dramatic effects. So, overall grade for firearm accuracy and Badboys, grade B-.
You made me think you were going to shoot me for a minute. I was.
Other movies and scenes the firearm is used in. The Sig Sauer P226 has made appearances in hundreds of movies and TV shows, but the nickel variant stands out for only featuring in about 20 productions. Its first notable appearance was in LA Takedown in 1989, carried by Detective Hannah. This film, directed by Michael Mann, was initially a pilot for a TV series that never materialized. Now, if the name Detective Hannah rings a bell, it's because the character was later brought to life by Al Pacino. Michael Mann revisited this project 6 years later, turning it into the iconic blockbuster Heat from 1995. That's my all-time favorite film and features an all-star cast. The nickel P226 also made several brief but memorable appearances. Steve Buscemi carried one in Fargo, Bill Paxton wielded it in Predator 2, and I must give a shout out to my commenters who often mention the classic monster movie Tremors. That sees one as well. The weapon played a pivotal role in the final scene of American Beauty, where it was, quite literally, central to the story's climax and a scene which was seared into my movie memory ever since. It even starred in one of my favorite zombie comedies. Woody Harrelson as Tallahassee dual-wielded guns, and a P226 was one of them during the amusement park showdown in Zombieland. Finally, we see the nickel P226 shine in what I consider one of the first boss girl action thrillers. A year after Badboys, Gina Davis played a mum-turned-government assassin with amnesia in The Long Kiss Goodnight from 1996. Paired with a wisecracking Samuel Jackson, this serious yet comedic thriller remains a really satisfying movie to watch.
You've got 40 seconds to run a patch for me.
Everybody up against the wall!
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Sig Sauer P226, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What firearms would you like to see me feature on this channel? Let me know as I add them to my audience wish list. I'll see you in the next episode of Hollywood Guns, but for now...
Damn, you know what? I must have left my wallet somewhere.
Freeze, mother bitches!